out to those people, say, yes, so in the process of approving the notice to abate. Okay, and I give them to the third council meeting to come into the town hall and tell us if they're going to do anything or not. And if they don't, according to the ordinance, that's when you would sign the notice to abate. And then they have so many days to come in, clean it up, voluntarily clean it up. If they don't voluntarily clean it up, they can appeal it to the council. They have to explain why they don't want to clean it up. If they don't come in to explain, or don't come to the council meeting to explain it, then it goes to the next step where it goes to the attorney. And a lien can be put on the property. That's the steps.
Those are already.
But they can also appeal it to the Superior Court, but they have to do the appeal.
And that's gonna cost them money, right?
That costs them money.
Yeah.
Right? If
Still a long process.
after you have your count thing that says, nope, nobody showed up, or you have to clean it up, we're gonna give you, and the council decides how long to give it, right? And if the council decides you have so many days to do it, if they don't do it, then it goes to the attorney and the lien gets put on, the town can clean it up,
And the time, that goes to town.
because the town money, they're supposed to
So
make their money
therefore-
back
Really,
How do we collect that money back? We can't.
on the lien, that's the thing.
all the dead money in.
All the towns have the same problem.
I think you'll find with the stuff I'm hoping to get done this week, I will provide you with some new ordinances and circumstances where we can act a lot quicker. And a lot of the walls are already.
Where have you been?
I wasn't coding for us, thank you. So really, I don't get paid.
So you don't need to be paid for everything.
So council, this right here is just sample, courtesy letter, dear so-and-so, the town of Lynn is committed to maintaining quality neighborhoods and an excellent community environment. Our citizens expect us to do everything we can in this regard. We know that this can only be achieved through the cooperation of everyone. We are sending you this letter, violation, whatever. If you can show the town your progress of code violations, that would be much appreciated. You may submit, like Henry said, by certain timelines, and then on the back side, the step 2 sample. If no response from that first letter, then I am sorry to see, dear so-and-so, I am sorry to see that you have not responded to the courtesy letter dated whatever. It is to your advantage to contact the town hall office concerning your code violations on your property located whatever. Please correct, again, it's a courtesy, please correct your code violations, voluntarily correcting your violations, or by letting the town know your plans to correct the violations by whatever date, simplest way. Letters, I'm at the last paragraph, or next to last, a notice of abate, unsafe or unlawful condition gives the town of Lynn the power to abate the nuisance at your expense. So it's being explained to the people. Letters are being sent. You could be fined up to $1,000. Civil penalty is in addition to any other costs, such as cleanup costs, which may be imposed against the violator. Hopefully this letter is the end of it, clean up, and then the other part, like Henry said, cover letter, if no response from the first 2 letters, then enclosed you will find the notice to abate, and this is what you have already signed at one point on some of your properties, and approved by town council. Your failure to reply to the letter mailed to you on whatever left the town council no choice to issue this notice to abate. Spells out procedures that the town can if there's no such voluntary abatement of violations on your property located at the members of the town council or the governing body. And as residents of the town, all people residing within, visiting, or passing through the town have an obligation to uphold the laws and ordinances of the town. We're just trying to appeal to the goodness of, I'm gonna clean up my own stuff. I didn't realize maybe it was all that bad. And with fingers crossed. So those are your steps that have been presented to you as council before. And yes, it is irritating because it's such a slow process. But we have to follow the guidelines that we have before us. So
Those steps. Aren't those
that's
steps already?
right there.
The steps are already
I
in
wanted
there.
you to know the process of actual letters or samples. So,
Question for you. Where do things stand right now on the properties that you,
Well, Jerry Jamal says he's cleaning it up.
okay, what about, you have what, 4 that are immediate?
Just the 3.
Or just,
Oh, well, the one on Fifth, and the people that own the property said that they talked to the sheriff, and they're not allowed to clean stuff on the property because it's not their stuff. That's what the sheriff's department said. That's kind of crazy, but I think that anything left on your property becomes yours, according to the sheriff.
what, is there a certain length of time that, oh, okay. What
I mean,
about,
he got another letter, so.
what about the burned out house over here?
Burned out one is, yeah, that's the thing we have to get back from the attorney. That's what the new ordinance makes it real easy, because it says, according to the RCW, if you have a fire and it costs more than 30% to rebuild it to the standards of today, the property should be demolished. And before, if they want to rebuild it, they have to get the licensed contractors, they gotta show everything that they're doing. But before they can do that, they have to clean up all the other code violations that jump around it, which is a double sword that the town has. That's the only thing.
All up heavy costs to the town people, again.
Right. Well, that's the way it is every town now.
You know what they say, prevention is better than cure.
Yes, if they didn't do it, you would, if they didn't
I
do
mean,
it.
there's like these other problems. I mean, you drove around town, you must be able to see what's going on.
I can see what things that are happening.
Same
good,
thing
bad.
down there. They've had fires up there, they've had fires up the road. What's gonna happen, you have one in the suburb and they can't put it out? I've had to put them out. Because they panic. Whoa, they put the fire out, you know, that's a danger to the public, isn't it? You know, and that takes weeks and
Right,
weeks
so
and
the
weeks to
weeds,
get
when
resolved.
I do the weeds, half of the people chop them down, the others don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
and the weeds are dangerous in the summer. You know, get so many feet away and all that stuff. Yes, it's
Numbers on the houses,
the education.
the letters I sent out, there are less missing numbers on the houses now. Not 100%, but it could be where, according it should be, the fire chief should be brought in to use his power to say, we need those numbers on the house so we know where to go. That hasn't been done.
Big enough to read too for these old guys.
And there was a question.
Because on that one there, ordinance 152, the fire chief's and fire marshal duties, okay? The duties of the fire chief shall be to keep an active volunteer organization to serve the town. This is before Adams County took over, but we still pay the county to be ours. So I'm still thinking that it should be in effect. And he should report to the town council at frequent intervals any fire hazards within the town and to assist in enforcement of fire prevention, and in doing so shall have power and authority to inspect premises belonging to others and request that fire hazards be removed.
Like get his butt down there and get the job
But
done.
it's in there, we have it, it's an older one,
Yeah,
but
see, that's not working now, is it?
they don't know.
Some
Whatever it
folks
is,
approve,
nobody
you know,
knows now.
Okay.
They told me that they don't do any of that anymore now that they're county.
Right, but somebody must
What are they using the money
Help.
for?
They need to do that.
I mean, the town pays money to the county for protection.
Services.
Well, you can't tell them that because you pay them money, they have to deal with our ordinances. The fire station won't do
It's
it.
not, okay, this is an ordinance,
The
but
fire station won't do it.
it's also,
That's what she's saying, you can't tell me.
The fire station won't do it. I don't know what you're,
well, then how do you get?
I know it's in the code, but the
Other
fire
towns that
station,
have their own-
we used to have the fire station as part of the town when that ordinance was drawn up.
Why
They have
don't we
now
have our own?
separated.
Why was it taken over by the county?
They separated out, probably cost, it was probably cheaper. But when they separated out, then we didn't have a
Right.
fire marshal or whatever the other term was. We don't have those anymore.
We don't have a town one, we do have a county one.
But they don't deal with town
There's
ordinances.
a hand up. Anna?
I hear a lot of talk about the people who aren't responding to the letters, but what about the people who are getting the letters that the law's been misinterpreted? Like my Chevy truck that Henry doesn't like because it hasn't moved in 2 years, and trying to tell me it's junk and has to be gotten rid of, okay? The truck runs and drives. Just because I don't drive it doesn't mean it has to be gotten rid of. I got a letter about a number on my house. Well, you know, if he had knocked on the door, I would have been able to point right there to the left, say, hey, right there, look to the side. Okay, so you have to look at the parts that are being misinterpreted of our ordinances as well. It's not just the people not responding, it's the people that are being gone after for things that are not correct.
Well,
A vehicle has to meet 5 criteria in order to be considered a junk vehicle. He's taking 1 or 2 and considering it a junk vehicle. Who is supposed to be interpreting what these junk vehicles are? The sheriff's department is. It says so right in our ordinance. But Henry is taking it upon himself. So we have to look at those.
May I interject something to you on your house number? If I know where my house numbers are, but if I am a EMT person driving around trying to find your house number and it's not visible enough, then I'm gonna drive right by. And I
My
think
house
that's,
number meets the criteria of the town.
Okay, I'm just
It is a black
trying to say-
letter on a blue background. It is
I'm just
contrasting.
saying that if that's the whole point of our house numbers, if drive by real quick and it's gotta be seen. So,
Okay.
She's talking about her cars.
well,
Well, I mentioned the house number.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay,
because I got a
so-
letter about that.
Council, do you have anything else with the example? Because that's the process. That is the
No, I'm
process.
good, I'm good.
Okay, so, on the agenda, C, you've got 2014 Chevy tires. You already have Les Schwab's green from last meeting. Okay, if you don't have, bring last meeting stuff, you can look at that in your file at home. I have given you another quote of discount tires. Three different types, I guess. And the question that was presented before is the alignment part of discount? No, it's not. I did not ask them to do that. It's just the tires. So those numbers there are for your perusing. The third one, the star, is what the gentleman at Discount Tire recommended for a town rig. Pathfinder, all-terrain, all that stuff.
And this is on the newest truck the town has, huh?
Yes, and that is the reason when we went up to have flat taken care of, you've got to, these are bad, these are bad, these are bad. We would recommend, and it was 2 different times, once in the fall and once just recently, these, you need to replace these. So I'm presenting these, if you still don't want to take these, well then I'll go get some more.
Have these, they get budgeted for?
Yeah, vehicle maintenance, yeah.
And I noticed he's got a star beside the most expensive tires.
Yeah, he said that,
But the thing is, it's not like they're driving four down these roads.
right,
And they don't need to have 60,000 mile tires.
right.
It's all in-town driving. I don't know about how they slam on the brakes, but I wouldn't think that we would need anything more than a 40,000 mile tire.
There's 50,000, 45,000, and 40,000,
Right,
yes.
but I mean, a 40,000 mile, should do the town okay. I mean, under normal driving conditions, they don't go on the highway, you know, I mean, it probably goes wrong. But that $1,028 is a little steep. We're not rolling in money, so.
Were you planning on having the wheels aligned with the new wheels put on it? It's 139 or 129 at Les Schwab. Do you have any idea of what they would charge?
I think every time you put on new tires, that's a requirement to make sure that they are aligned correctly. Yeah, it depends on your wear. You don't want to, you want to correct the boo-boo that's already there.
Well, Les Schwab quoted a four-wheel alignment, but these guys didn't.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I did not ask to do the alignment on discount tire.
Do you have any idea of how much that would be?
Nope, but I
Less
can
than-
find out.
Less than Les Schwab.
Can I ask what the tires wearing out on one side, going bald?
They are wearing unevenly, is what I've been told.
Yeah.
So that's a causes for that, that's what, that's the question. One ball joints.
Okay. We haven't gone into the ball joints.
So if we get new tires and ball joints, and there is the ball joints, we're gonna have the same problem.
With the front wheel bearings or something.
Well, I would hope that that would be analyzed out before we do new tires. I was just getting tire quotes.
Well, it looks like Discount has a lot better pricing.
Okay, I can, yeah, the distance of discount tire, you gotta think of that too. But I can go and ask them what their alignment would be. More work. Yes,
Yeah, I would ask also
okay.
why those tires are chaffing out like that, ball joints or insufficient air pressure. You don't want the same thing happening.
Well, I did not have the pickup with me when he wanted to look at the pickup, and I didn't have it
They're
with
not
me.
always truthful though.
The what?
The tire companies aren't always truthful.
They're looking to sell you.
Well, sure they are.
Always.
Set of skins.
Okay, so there's two separate places, so I'll continue to go with that. Okay, the item D, Lynn Community Church rental agreement. Council, I'm going to, is it on white paper?
Yeah.
Okay, white paper. What Barbara did was took Pastor Dennis's agreement and just retyped it so that we could have more room at the bottom for our stuff. So the top half is exactly what the agreement was, or is. And it's added in the bottom half. The town of Lynn agrees. Mine's different. Agrees to the Lynn Community Church rental agreement and rules. The town council agrees to pay $50 for each meeting attended at the community church. And then the third is the town Lynn council agrees or meets the second and fourth Tuesday of every month, which are listed below. And that is all of your meetings in the year of 2024.
It's missing March 26th.
That's
Yes, because we're not meeting here March 26th,
Why not?
because they have the VBS kids here, so we will meet at Columbia Green,
Columbia Green. And what do they charge for that?
because it's very sporadic when we meet there. So they don't, because we meet like once in a blue moon there, they don't actually charge us.
And Pastor, if you'll remember, Pastor Dennis said that when he presented the agreement to us, that we would not be able to meet here on March 26th. Going further, additional meetings may be necessary throughout the year because we just don't know. Possibly, if this is approved, once again, you've got, where's the money going to come out of for the $50 of each meeting? Because like Barbara said, it's not been budgeted for that, or this purpose here for the meeting, so.
Additional information. I was in touch with MRSC Eric Lowell, who is a finance person with MRSC, and he strongly recommends against adjusting our budget because we didn't budget for this. And because the town doesn't have the capacity with the fund balance, we don't have the new revenue to cover the expense.
There's nothing coming in to cover for this going out, is what he's saying.
Well, we just saved $15,000 on Henry's salary.
Not yet, because we haven't gone through the attorney.
And citizens referrals too are adding up. Thank you.
Well, those are because of Barbara's mishandling of the
we're not
finances.
No,
Don't bring it up if you don't want to talk about it. Don't bring it up if you don't want to talk about it.
so what do you want to do here?
We should take it out of the beginning cash, out of the fund that I made the motion to take it out of, and put it under 511, which is the same line numbers that we get paid for council. The 511 fund line.
Council wages?
That, make a new line item that says rental, but it's under the 511 heading. 1,400 out of current expense, beginning cash.
Beginning cash is money rolled over from 2023.
And it's in the budget for 2024.
Okay. And to do that, I need an ordinance with an amendment. That's what the finance officer told me from MRSC.
Quoting what RCW did he quote to you?
So, Jamie, would you like to maybe work with Barbara to continue this conversation for this agreement? And I don't know if we want to go ahead and approve or sign the agreement in hopes of doing the ordinance and the budget.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be able to
whatever.
find some way. It shouldn't be rocket science.
I have 2 copies so that the office will have one, and I can give one to the church this evening.
Okay, hold on, we haven't
Oh, I'm sorry.
accepted this yet.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Under the arrows, it says the Town of Lynn Council agrees to pay. London. The Town of Lynn Council agrees to pay the Lynn Community Church. Scratch out council. It's the Town of Lynn. It's not the council that agrees to pay it. We're working as the town entity. So it shouldn't say the council. And this should be signed by the mayor because that is your job to enter into contracts, not for us to sign separately for any reason. I don't know why you would put it that way.
Because you're agreeing to pay the rental fee.
I am not agreeing. The council has voted that the town will pay the rental fee.
Right,
Which
so I
is-
just want a paper trail that the council.
No,
so
you
I
have
can
to have
take
the minutes from it that shows exactly what we did. You don't need to have us separately sign a rental agreement,
So you.
like we're personally responsible for it.
So,
It's a town win.
okay.
Okay, we have a hand up.
Yeah, my question is, do we have to do it? Like, have we asked anywhere else? I mean,
Yes,
with
the
the
council
schools?
chambers.
What?
There's council chambers.
So it can't be at a school, like we can't talk to the school about doing it, we don't have to pay?
No, they
Like, my
didn't.
question is, it has to be, I mean, I know there's not a lot of places, but I mean, have we gone anywhere else to ask the school?
There is other places, but we agreed to help donate to the church.
Okay, which is great. So, and I'd like to say that we're gonna donate $100, so that takes care of it. And because we need this, and so I know, I've heard you've done donations before, and I don't understand, like, I don't know all this town stuff, but you could put an extra $1, $5 on my bill, I don't care. You know, I don't know how this all works, but this shouldn't be a hard thing, it's $100 a month, I'll work an extra day. I mean, seriously, that's how simple it seems.
Answer to your question, the Lions Club charges, the senior center charges, the, school charges.
School does charge.
The school does charge, and what doesn't is the golden grain. London Grain, Union Elevator,
But it's not big enough, or,
no, it's about half this
Yeah.
size.
I think peanut, whatever, no.
Okay, but that's.
So
the
that's
only
my, I'm
place.
just wondering,
That's
what, like, okay.
And what the Baptist church is going to trade that? Check the signage, Pastor Steve.
Well,
Or the
Did-
the
didn't
assembly
we-
church with
Yeah.
Miss Steve Shostall?
didn't we, charge, yeah,
On charity.
Yeah, anyway. Well, it's good to help the church here.
Yeah.
So it's not against the church by any means, I love coming here. and
no,
helping
it
out.
was agreed through the COVID thing
Okay,
to
continue.
do it for free, and then it kept on, and kept on, and kept on, and so
Okay.
they've got expenses, so
Yes.
this is where this came from.
Okay. Thank you.
So, this is yet to be decided? Okay, yet to be decided. Okay, where's my, council, the added Autosmith quote. Again, is a white sheet of paper. This is, for the 99 Chevy. It was rattling going down the road, and it would start, but the diagnosis, we didn't know if it was the brakes, we didn't know if it was the muffler, we didn't know blah, blah, blah. So the top part of the middle section there is the diagnosis, 225. Where it says replace starter, that has already been done because the issue was the starter. And so that, anything below that is, do you want to? If you want to make it better, if you want to have a complete rig, just like new. That would be from the below replace starter. With that, those estimates. On the left side there, you'll see the starter. That is what will be charged to us. But down below, transmission below is the parts that would still be needed if we want to make it all better.
How many miles is on this thing?
Good question.
About 200 and something thousand.
No, it's 156,852 miles.
I'm almost of the opinion that we'd be throwing good money out the bad by keeping it. I mean, who knows what else is gonna go wrong with it? If we can, get a good one that, auction or something, maybe we could look into something like that.
just for throwing out numbers, the Chevy, 2014 Chevy, it's got 34,348 miles.
And that's on the used tires?
Yes.
Holy smoke, where'd you get the tires?
The Ford, 2004 Ford, has got 79,561 miles. And answer to your question of purchasing, the vehicle fund currently has 18,000 in it.
Okay.
That Chevy truck, is that the one with the, what's the name, bars on the back? That's the oldest one down has, isn't it? What they call them, side rails?
Oh,
No, I think that's the Ford.
No, that's the Chevy.
Is that the Chevy? Okay.
If that's the one with the bars on it, it's the oldest one down has. And I remember last time,
2099.
yeah, that's the one. He charged $300 to put a push button in this switch. Which you might be getting down to 15. So I think he's overcharging a lot on that, and there's a lot of that stuff that's unnecessary. And like Jim say, that truck was taken off the road at one time. Because the doors were coming open, and from start.
Okay, but now it is, and now it's still going down the road. But the, my question of this, giving this to you is, do you want to continue with the fixings? The parts are listed on the left, the labor is on the right. But right now, what AutoSmith has is the starter cost and then diagnosis, and then the actual starter. That's what the bill will be if you say, no, we do not want to continue doing anything more.
I think no on that. To me, that's a waste of money. And a lot of stuff on there is unnecessary.
well, it's a 99.
It's better than the Ford.
You read that too?
You only got 18,000.
Oh, gave it back. Yeah, I just think we'd be throwing away
Good money. I mean, that is a lot of money.
on a vehicle that old. 25 years old.
What's labor on that anyway? There was a labor cost?
I didn't see a labor cost.
What would the labor cost be on that now?
For what?
For Chris to do all that?
To put it up to roadworthiness
Oh, everything that's on here, 35.25.
is the labor.
Oh, just the labor?
Yeah.
Well, look at the very top where it says 1253. Not the top, but where it says total labor, total parts.
I'm telling you.
123 an hour?
It's all moving around, okay?
No, total labor cost is 1,253. The parts are 2,222.
So my question would be also, why can't the town crew do that?
They're kind of busy doing the other stuff like the reservoir and the sewer issues and all that stuff. So,
One man, two men do that work, one man stay behind maintaining fleet. You must maintain your fleet.
yeah, and we're trying. So I gather that the rest of the stuff to make it continue, I guess, is next.
That's my feeling.
Oh, we got a head shake.
Oh, I agree with you guys.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I will let that be known.
Well, that's good, because that's for the rag and bone man, really.
Okay. Next item that was added was item F, well 7, progress payment number 1. And it is the white sheet with yellow highlighted areas. This is the payment, the first payment that's going to be done for the work done through the 20th of February. And if you'll see down at the bottom half, the yellow you take the top 20 or the above 20,000 and then the 11,625, that equals $31,625 that will be paid coming out of the Public Works emergency loan. So this is needing approval by council to get this part paid.
There's no option, we have to pay this.
Yeah, it's part of the loan, it's part of the grant loan. So far, the work that's been done.
This is over and above the 35,000 you guys already had to pay 2
I
meetings
think like
ago?
was it on that? $170,000. And really, we could still be in bad shape. Will probably mean restrictions in the summertime.
Well, you're always on restrictions in the summertime. Conservation.
So, I mean,
So-
I was just poking around, I mean, will we be able to, this will be like a standby? Well, we won't be using that as such.
No, it's your two wells. We can't, we need to have two, huh?
Not just count on one.
Correct.
Manual and standby.
Yeah, I'll stand, yeah.
I make a motion, we approve it.
My second that.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the progress payment of number 1 for well 7 rehabilitation project. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that leads into, you're taking my thunder, the memo, it's on pink, to Mayor Bell and Lynn Town Council from Dan Remick from Century West. And it says, the purpose of this memo is to provide another project update for the Well 7 rehabilitation project. As previously discussed, a collapse of loose rocks in the well bore has caused problems and slowed progress. And it was slow, it was only a few inches a day. The work crew has made enough progress to free the tools that were trapped in the rock slide, and now they are able to use a larger cable tool bit to speed up breaking through the blockage. Progress is slow as loose rocks are continuing to slough into the bore as progress is made. And he's got in parentheses, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. There is a high likelihood that the loose rocks are going to continue to be a problem and could damage any line shaft pump that would be reinstalled. With this threat in mind and in consultation with Dr. Lindsay, we are reevaluating the scope of rehabilitation project. The typical restoration process of using an impulse generator to loosen the biofilm will likely cause further collapse of the bore. So we are exploring other options. We may be limited to a disinfection chemical treatment, which will still clear the well of biofilm, but is not likely to restore full production capacity of 700 gallons per minute. The overall goal remains to restore production in well 7 to provide a second source for the town while we continue to find funding for a new replacement well. But rather than shooting for full restoration of production, we are now looking at getting well 7 back in production with the least investment. even if it is at a lower capacity, such as 250 gallons per minute. One alternative we are investigating is to use the existing 12-inch discharge pipe as a liner to keep the borehole open, and in parentheses, protect from rock slides, and install a smaller submersible pump in the well. We will continue to develop alternatives and provide updates as we proceed. So that came Monday. Yesterday. So that is the update, and the Snyders were there today, and they made some really good progress. Don't know what it is, but that's what I heard, that the progress was more on the smiling side instead of the frowning side.
Did you check on the insurance claim for that?
The insurance claim for the town or from the town is been denied, and so the process on the company side is still being investigated.
As in it was their mistake?
I don't know. I'm just covering all bases that I can. Okay, with that, the mayor's report, the only thing that I have to add is the mobile clinic. It's going to be in the park Thursday, day after tomorrow, probably from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. Returning to the agenda for the Finance Committee report.
Okay, I move to approve payment of warrants dated from 2nd, 13th, 2024 to the 2nd of the 26th, 2024 in the amount of $24,644.46.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the warrant check register dated February 13th to February 26th of 2024 in the dollar amount $24,644.46. All in favor, say aye. And any
Good
opposed?
job.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, second one, I move to approve the pending invoices dated February the 2nd, 2024 through February the 21st, 2024 in the amount of $9,223.11.
And second?
Moved and seconded to approve the pending invoices dating February 2nd to February 21st of 2024 in the dollar amount $9,223.11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have comments and concerns from the council. Mr. Dew.
Yeah, I got a good one. Right, we need money for town, correct? Any money we can be grateful for. So, I think maybe, or I know maybe, we should start selling off surplus goods in the town, such as the lorry or the valet, the ambulance, which will bring in 7 or 8 grand. I I mean, it stands to wrong, mate. I mean, people buy those for, mobile homes and whatever.
Coffee shops, mobile coffee shops.
Yeah, I mean, they're really sought after. If we used to pick them up and bid, that would bring some money into the town. We have a lot of surplus stuff laying around. Why let it sit there and rot? You know,
Okay, surplus sale has already been approved,
is it really? So they'll be going up for like weeks.
whenever we can find time, yeah.
Yeah, we got
Get it
the idea
listed.
when that might be.
Okay, whenever we,
Put it up.
yeah,
But
gotta organize it.
that'd bring any good food home anyway.
So that's it,
Yeah, brilliant, thank you. Yes.
nothing.
How about an update on the town dump? Are we ever gonna have the town dump again?
Town dump is being, prayed on, weather so that we can get it burned. And then we'll get the road, figured out and, then it'll be opened up. We've got the burn permit, at our disposal for 6 months now, so, we just wait for the right kind of weather.
So why was it closed?
It was closed because people were not, dumping what they should have been dumping in the first place. They were driving over, the farmer's field to get to the dump.
Like they've done in the past.
They were driving on the, path, whatever that's called, the John Trail to get to the dump. So
Shouldn't it be council's approval to close the dump and not just,
it's private property.
So did the owner of the property close it?
We talked, he got tired of having his CRV, his fields being driven on, so that was the initial.
But we're a go to get it back.
We're trying.
Okay, because I see a lot of branches and, you know,
Yeah,
tree cuttings all over the,
that
all
will
over.
help. Yep, that will help. And, we do have the facilities up the road, Ritzville. If you're staying under 250 pounds, I think, it's free. If it's over that, then they charge. So,
409 West Third. I understand that people have seen the inhabitants there going into the meter box, turning it on and off. Are you aware of that?
I did not hear the first part of what you said.
409 West Third. The inhabitants that are squatting there or whatever, they've been seen turning the water on and off at the box.
Nicking it, in other words,
Yeah.
just, you know.
Do you have an issue with those or?
Yeah, and they have been talked to, so it's continuing, so.
Is there a lock on it?
I don't know if that, meter can be locked, that kind of issue, so. But yeah, that was, if I'm thinking my address is, for some time, so. I will, continue.
Okay. Does the town of Lynn require a grow permit for people growing pot in their backyard?
It's illegal to me.
Jamie, I can answer that.
They do not. You have to get it from the state.
The state.
Actually, you get a permit from your doctor, and if you are medically certified, then they will give you additional paperwork to be able to grow, but otherwise it is completely illegal in the state of Washington.
was
You
that,
have to have
And
a
the town has
specialized
no,
permit.
the town has no control over that at all, it's through the state.
It's done through your medical
Doctor.
doctors and
Okay. Now we know how to answer that one. We already talked about the removal of that camp trailer at Pacific Pride. Hopefully something gets done right away with that. In our 1101, it says if the owner of the property doesn't want to abate it, that the town abates it. So I think that would be our next thing because it looks terrible. This side up, painted on it. Just sitting there. We're gonna have a lot of people in town in that area, so, you know, we can go after Pacific Pride later, but people, we've heard it, are really tired of looking at it. And then, let's see. I think there's a beige motorhome that is in front of the house on Highway 21.
It's in the backyard now. No, yeah, we're supposed to, I talked to the person that, when it showed up in the front, and she said, oh, we're moving it out of here. And then that was Friday, yesterday, in the backyard. Letters out, no, here we go, the letter's going out tomorrow, but I'm also gonna knock on his door.
Yeah.
You keep, that was supposed to go to Washtuckna, was supposed to go to Moses Lake, which is one of them closed, you know.
Chase them around town. So I was looking over the budget, and we have a utility deposit fund with $24,000 in it. Now, in the past, people have paid a deposit to get their water turned on, and then after a year of making good payments, it would be applied to their next bill. Well, since there was so much money in it, it was kind of strange to me, the utility fund would have so much money in it for deposits from people, and usually after a year, you get your money applied to your bill. So I called town hall and asked the question, and I was kind of shocked to find out that if during that first year you paid $200, correct? $200 to have your water turned on, and then of course everything else with moving to a new place. Within a year, if you make a partial payment or you're late making a payment, you forfeit the entire $200. What in the heck is that? It's not horrible to people.
That is past practice.
No.
Not on ours. Not on our term.
Excuse me.
No. No lying, Paula.
Excuse me.
No lying.
When I moved here, I was told in '76 that if I pay on time, I get my deposit back. So that comment, that practice, I have heard when I first moved here. So Patty was one that also said, I do not know anything about anything else, but that is what the previous clerk, 2 clerks that were under me said, that that's what was done. You got your deposit. If I pay in full for a year, then you get your deposit back. So that is the past practice that has been followed. So
not to take the people's deposit from them. No. They either, it was applied to their last bill, or when they moved out,
if they moved out,
and if they moved out, we gave them a credit. We gave them their money back.
Or if they moved out and didn't pay, then that.
Well, whatever the difference was, they would get a refund or they would owe.
They do. We are in the
so
process of that.
Why do we have $24,000 of people's money who probably still live here? Some may not, but is it written anywhere? Because
yes, it
I
is.
know that
it's in
I
the
know
code.
it is.
It's in the code.
Because them for making a partial payment 1 month. We used to make them do it for a year. If
it was 1 year.
A whole year, yeah.
And they did change it. It didn't used to be.
That's what I said. If I
There's nothing about partial payments in there. That's the point.
If I have to pay in full for a year,
no,
then I get my deposit. That's what I was told when I first moved here.
She said
so in 76?
No. That's not the way Patty did it.
No, it isn't the way Patty did it.
You just misunderstood.
But that's what she's. When I was on council.
You jumped to the conclusion of what that meant.
You love your voice.
Yep, I'm
so
sure you
anyway, you have.
You need to take care of that.
Okay, so
that sounds illegal.
Okay, where shall I start?
Talk to the state auditor who's auditing your
Directing
books.
my look to Jamie.
Well, how about looking it up and finding out where it states? I know that it wasn't $200 before. It used to be
Is it
the equivalent of, the 150, or I believe at one point in time it was whatever the monthly utility rate was.
Well, it's always been 150 as far as I can remember.
I couldn't
And
remember
then
exactly.
the council at that time bumped it to $200, so.
Yeah, but we've never taken people's money because they
It's
made a
not
partial payment. I mean, and just kept it in a utility fund?
If it
That's the
can,
last clerk. I give refunds back. I apply it to the bill. I get refunds back as I was told to do.
well, good. You can get a history of the account, Jamie, and look at how much has gone in and out.
Oh, yeah. Well, last month or January, it said that 160 something was.
I can see.
That's what you requested, correct? The resolution asking for the current deposit rate?
Okay, so, point taken, and, we'll work with that.
I had it down to 2,000 in 2015,
Yeah.
Paula. So
We
you
don't
guys
have a
have
lot of
taken a
money.
lot of money.
And we went through and made a lot of payments to people because they'd been forgotten for years. So we went through and figured out who was owed, because
And
really
we
shouldn't
are
have
doing that out as well.
$24,000 in a.
And if they leave and don't
Utility.
pay, then you take it out of the utility and put it into the water fund to cover their bill. So it should be
And
reducing.
that's what we've done.
Well, it's not reducing.
Yes, it is.
No, it was 15,000 just, I think, 2 years ago, and now it's 24.
It wasn't 15,000. Try to mind it.
I can show you paperwork.
We are arguing about something.
Okay, so, find the ordinance that says that
Okay,
you don't refund it or when they move out or credit their account.
we may have to go back in the minutes or something.
No, you have to go back and give
Yeah,
the
I
money
just-
back.
That seems almost illegal to do that.
It is illegal.
Anything else?
No, that's me. I know the register, but the hours don't want it to.
Right.
Oh, wait, no. Still going.
You don't. Not if it's not on the agenda.
What? Sorry. Can you get it?
Thank you.
It's all non-agenda items, so you don't have to.
Okay.
I adjourn.
Motion to adjourn has been made.
Several of us have comments.
Non-agenda items don't need to be met at a meeting if a motion to adjourn has been made.
If the people that signed up have questions or issues, they can let us know in the office. Okay?
Oh, no, I want
I
to talk
think that they need to be
publicly.
able to talk. They waited this whole
Well-
meeting and signed up.
Talk to your council members.
There's no second.
Council.
There's no second.
Yes, there was.
Was there a second?
Oh, yeah, you did. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think you need a second for adjournment, but
Yes, you
what's the council want to do?
Let them speak.
Okay, Nikki Richardson has a non and a non.
Just an FYI, our second tree is dying. That second tree will be dug up by us. That second tree is to stay on our property. Do not send somebody from town to remove the tree from the property. It will be trespassing and it is that. Do not do it. Jeff says he will prosecute if that tree disappears off the property.
Okay, is that it? Next person is Anna Dobbins, non-agenda item.
Okay, I was wondering if you could tell me when exactly the sewer flushing started being done, where you're at in the process, what roads have been done, and when you expect to be finished.
Off the top of my head, I do not know when we started. I do not know exactly the path, but we started at the wastewater treatment plant, and we've done 2nd Street, 3rd Street, and from that point, I don't know where the plan is because we got sidetracked with Reservoir 7 cleaning, and so we haven't gotten back to that, so.
Okay, because we have residents that the process of flushing that's being done or not done is actually causing backups to go into people's lines. It's been documented by a sewer company that comes out to flush, one of them being Basin, and their flushing of the town's main. I have pictures of what the septic lines look like running through the alleys and the main, which it's awful, you guys. They're so full of sludge and crud. And it was also stated that the town workers did not have the tools long enough to do the entire line. Is that
Length of hose.
Is
the
that,
length of?
is that from one of the companies?
It was
Basin?
actually a statement that was overheard by a resident, that they didn't have the equipment to do it properly long enough.
We go from one side to the other side.
What?
So what happens to the middle people, the houses in the middle?
It goes, it goes, it goes.
It goes into their home line.
No, it doesn't go up into someone's lines.
Okay, because I have documentation right here that says it does.
Well, can I have it?
I will bring you a copy of it, but you're not getting my documentation.
Okay, all right.
And I would be happy to provide counsel. I was going to bring you guys copies, but unfortunately my printer ran out of ink. So I was not able to bring those, but I do have photos of where the clog was pushed to in the person's line. I have photos of what the main line looked like, and I have the documentation from Basin here. These people just want to know when you're going to do it and when you're going to do it right so that they don't have to keep paying to clean out their lines.
Well,
And into the main, because that's where the plugs are becoming, is where the lines meet and into the main.
This is why, TPI, and why Basin actually got involved is because somebody else's on our blocks, their line collapsed, and it collapsed inwards towards their house and not outwards, and they have pictures. And Basin did say, and this is just a couple weeks after TP had been here to clean the drain out, the main on I and 4th by our alleyway. And when Basin came to and diagnosed my neighbors, drain, and granted, it was clay, but it was pushed forward towards the house. And so they opened up the manhole, and here it is, probably 3 feet from spilling out onto the street after TPI was just out cleaning it. So there was a great big tree stump in there. And there's 6 of us, it's not just me. There are 6 of us residents that stood around and took pictures of this.
okay, can I see those stumps, those pictures?
Yeah, the stumps, yes. So then Basin, that's why Basin got involved, because our city workers came and he said he didn't have the line long enough to flush it all the way through. So that's how Basin got involved, and that's why the town of Lynn got a bill from Basin, I'm sure.
What was clogged or in the manhole was a 4-inch mat of roots, tree roots.
Right.
4-inch, 4-inch comes from people's 4-inch lines. So if someone ahead of you rotor their roots out. And then it goes into the main, which is 8-inch, 10-inch, we have some 12-inch lines. Then that got into the main line. Then it gets pushed, and we found the other part was 4th and L. It had already made it to 4th and L through there. So, yeah, and what you saw was not a stump, it was just a 4-inch wad of roots. And I thought it was there.
Well, therein lies the
They
next
said-
question, when was the last time the root rot was used or the sand itself?
With that comment, you don't want to use excessive chemicals because then it gets to your sewer plant and that in turn hurts the chemistry that's in the sewer plant.
Okay, but that's not what I asked. I asked when the last time the root rot and sand and silt were put into the system.
Years.
I just got through saying you don't want to use that because it hurts your sewer plant.
Okay, well, it's part of the policy
Now,
that
if-
Jamie just put through to be able to put the root rot and the sand and silt stuff in.
But it's going to be reworked, and I gotta get with you on that because of the fact of you don't want to have your sewer, your sewer plant be out of balance, and that's why we have an issue there now.
You haven't used root
So
rot,
we don't
but you have an
use
issue
any
there
of those
now?
products to help, and we don't let people water in the summer, so the trees automatically and bushes automatically go to the sewer lines. Well, what do you, it's a vicious cycle.
Yes, it
You
is.
should be able to put some of that tree root rot stuff, I forget what it was called.
Sand silt.
Well, sand and silt makes it flow better, but it's a phony substance, and it sticks to all the roots, and you just put it in at the top of town and let it infiltrate, but you don't have to put a ton in at a time.
No, it's not even a ton. It's just, I'm going by what the person of the operator of the sewer plant is working with me to find out the workable solution to this.
Has Joe been a part of this? Because he was the guy that recommended using it and said it needed to be used yearly.
No, he has not.
So we're going by the person who's kept the sewer plant in violation
No,
until current date.
no.
Yes.
Not one person keeps a sewer plant in violation. It's all of the people that rush to go to the sewer plant.
Okay, so all of those people are keeping it, the 237 violations to date on the sewer plant?
Who are you talking about that said not to use the
Cassie.
products?
Casey.
She's very clever, you know, but she offered me a job for $35 an hour down there because she got stuck. So work that one out.
Well, we're not here to criticize an operator that has the license.
So I'm not
we
sure
have
that anybody,
a
I asked
Well,
you a question.
Jamie,
May I?
We have
The
a question.
reason they don't want to dump that stuff in there, there's microorganisms
did they use
in
it
the
when
waste
Franklin
treatment
was down
center,
there and not
and
have an
it will
issue?
kill them, and it takes forever to grow them back. The microorganisms helps with solid waste,
Of course.
and that's why they're in there. That's why you're not supposed to stuff chemicals and things down your toilet. Someone has done that before and killed them. And it takes forever for the microorganisms to grow back.
And you know, your household cleaners, your crap that you just automatically put in your toilet and not thinking, that hurts the balances of everything. It's not just the root. It's not just the sand and silt or whatever you said.
Sand and silt, that's what they usually use.
But that's just to make it slide
It's like
through.
a price if it was little roots out there on the bottom.
Yeah, and I am appreciative of your information.
And I'm appreciative of your information. I do want to make a request. Can you read on that other bill? What basically said, and this
Don't
is
trip
why
on that wire.
It's bringing it up. So,
Okay.
or you, I mean, you could explain it. Can you refer to this one? Yes.
glasses.
And
I can't read that highlighted.
There were two separate backups in the sewer system at approximately 35 feet. Customer had to had a block facility sewer line. There was a second blockage that was in the city main. We removed the blockage and then jetter, found 3 roots in the city main. City sewer was starting to back up into the customer's sewer line. Recommendations: estimate to remove all Orangeburg sewer line and install new 3034 PVC sewer line from cast iron, cost $4,000.
that's a resident. Orangeburg is a residence thing, so.
And then
Okay, I
the last
appreciate-
question that I had was the sewer lines that run through the alleyways where the resident hub or the residents go into a hub in the alleyway, is that town responsibility? The hub, the main line in the alleyway, or is that a resident responsibility?
It's the town's.
11 feet from the sewer line there.
Any sewer that, from your house to the main sewer line is homeowner's responsibility. Any other pipes, towns.
All right, thank you.
Last person is Denise Need, non-agenda item.
So did you turn in the insurance claim on the James Wall Grange project over there? You guys had discussed that.
I can't remember.
And we approved looking into the DOH loan for the new well. Where's that going? Did we not get it? How much was it? Was it grant? I don't know if it's grant or loan or what. It was a $2 million.
Mr. Remick is still working on that.
$2 million.
I don't know. You got
well-
Mr. Remick still working on that.
Could you have him maybe send you an email with a report of an update for the council for the next meeting? That's kind of important stuff for us to kind of keep track of.
Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to be in contact with us if he has any information.
And the late payroll taxes, what were the fines and fees for the last 2 years?
I don't know.
And which auditor told you guys that council had to fill out time cards?
L&I,
So L&I's doing an audit on our town?
not anymore. Well, it's still in progress, but yes,
So why wasn't council notified that we were having an L&I audit?
they were.
Did you guys all know that we were having an L&I audit?
I didn't know that L&I. They knew we were being audited.
By the state.
Well, it's
I
the same
didn't clarify the state.
No, you guys are always not clarifying and hiding.
Speaking
That's
of
all
council,
that I have
do your
to say.
time cards, please. Did you do your time cards? Okay, and it is 9:45.
And is this because Myra spent so much time at town hall as when she was council? Is that why they're requiring
We
that?
are adjourned, are we?
Yeah.
We are adjourned.
So this is the old thumb drive, but you'll have to erase the previous. I know, but you'll have to.
Oh, for this, okay.
So we have to.
I can take it home and
So erase it.